The science of bread making. Ingredients used to make bread include flour, strong flour is used, yeast to make the bread rise, salt to add taste and help bread to rise, and also water and warm water is used. Flour contains long chains of sugar molecules called starch, and it also contains protein. Different flours contain different amounts of protein. Strong flour or bread flour is used for bread making as it contains higher amounts of proteins compared to other types. When these proteins called gliadin and gluten mix with water, gluten is made. Gluten feels like rubbery bubblegum and it acts like an elastic net, trapping air to make bread spongy. Kneading the dough helps to make gluten and causes the gluten strands to become stronger and longer. Gluten is vital as it provides a springy and chewy texture for bread. Yeast is essential for bread making and is a type of fungus. The type used to make bread and beer is believed to have originated from the bark of the oak tree. Now yeast is grown commercially using sugar, commonly molasses. The yeast feed on the molasses and multiply. In bread making, yeast is mixed with flour, sometimes sugar, and also warm water. These ingredients help the yeast to ferment, also known as respiring. Fermentation involves yeast turning starches found in flour and sugars into carbon dioxide gas and ethanol, which is alcohol. It is this gas that adds the air into the dough and makes it rise. Yeast must be mixed with warm water or liquid such as milk before adding it to flour. If the liquid is too cool, the yeast won't multiply, and if too hot, the yeast will be killed. Salt is used as it helps to add flavour, and it also slows down fermentation in the dough. Without salt, dough would rise too quickly and lead to tearing of the gluten strands. Therefore, it would not hold on to the gas bubbles as efficiently. It also strengthens and tightens the gluten strands so the dough can trap carbon dioxide gas more effectively. Without salt, the dough would be more elastic and would not hold its shape as well. Proving or proofing bread dough means to allow the dough to rest in a warm place so that fermentation can occur. To proof, put the dough into a greased bowl, cover with cling film or a damp tea towel. This helps to prevent the dough becoming dry on the outside, which restricts the rising, and so the dough will not expand as well. An ideal temperature for proving is between 27 degrees and 29 degrees Celsius. If your kitchen is warm, you can let the dough rise on your work surface, but if cool, place the covered bowl of dough over a pan of hot water or another warm place. So, in summary, strong flour is used for bread making as it contains higher amounts of proteins compared to other types of flour. Fermentation involves yeast turning starches that are found in flour and sugars into carbon dioxide gas and ethanol, which is alcohol. Salt adds flavour, slows down fermentation in dough, and strengthens and tightens gluten strands. Yeast must be mixed with warm water before adding it to flour. It shouldn't be too hot, otherwise the yeast will die, and if it's too cold, the yeast will not activate. Proving or proving means to allow the bread dough to rest in a warm place so that fermentation can take place.